we are discussing about, so we are passing some arguments. We are using terms such as arguments and parameters. Okay. Now, what are various kinds of arguments and parameters I can use in functions? Okay, this is the function arguments in Python. Okay, now Python supports 4 different kinds of arguments. They are default arguments. Second one is keyword arguments. Third one is positional arguments. Fourth one is flexible arguments. Shall I start my discussion with the default arguments? Hello? Yeah. Please, shall I start? Now, for example, if I want to discuss about default arguments, first let me discuss about the rules for default argument. Then I will tell you what the purpose of default arguments. Okay, here I have written beautiful rules here. Okay, for example, the basic rules for default arguments is function definition. Arguments has to be declared from right to left. Look at here. Now, here this is my function definition. Will you agree? Will you agree? Shall I call it as function definition? This is called a function definition. Will you agree? Default arguments, this is default argument. Default, F-A-U-L-T. Default arguments has to be declared from right to left in the function definition. Look at here, age equal to 21, name equal to Rani, ID is equal to 1. Shall I call all these 3 as default arguments? It has to be declared from right to left only. This rule we must follow it. Okay. For example, if this argument is not default, you cannot make this left to as default. Okay. Remember, rule is unless the right argument is default. Here, this is default. F-A-U-L-T. We cannot make other arguments as default. This is second rule. Okay. Third rule is how to make a variable as default. Simply assign a value to the variable. What we are assigning? We are assigning 21 to age, assigning Rani to name, assigning 1 to ID. Clear? Now we will call the default arguments with a number of sufficient arguments. Now shall I call this? Now here, this is my function definition. Okay, now this is my function definition. Now how I'm calling it? Message. Now look at carefully. This is a beautiful topic. I'm calling function message and I'm passing 3 arguments as it is. These are called as actual arguments. If I provide actual arguments, it will not take formal parameters. If I run this, it is going to take 100, Ravi 20. Look at here. It is not considering these values. Okay. Now, when can this function definition consider those values? If you are calling the function with no sufficient arguments like this, look at here carefully. Here, I'm calling the function with only 2 arguments. But actually speaking, I should provide 3 arguments. Here, I am not giving third argument. So, in this case, third argument age equal to 21 will be taken from the function definition. Look at here, what is the output? 103. Raju, and third argument is missing here. Whenever the third argument is missing, which is going to be collected from this function definition. Got it? Can you please respond? Hello? Now, let me call another function definition. Here, actually speaking, I should pass 3 arguments, but I passed only 1 argument. Okay, but the remaining 2 arguments will be collected from function definition. Look at here, 100 Rani and age 21 has been. Now here I am not passing any argument. Still, it is going to work. Okay. Now you got it. What is the functionality of default arguments? Hello. Can you please respond?
Sir, repeat.
Yeah. Okay, sir. చూడండి, యాక్చువల్ గా నా ఫంక్షన్ డెఫినేషన్ లో 3 ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయండి. ఓకేనా? నా ఫంక్షన్ డెఫినేషన్ లో 3 ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. But I'm calling my function without having any arguments. Actually speaking, it is not possible according to the rules of functions. But if I am not providing sufficient data, it is going to be collected from the function definition. Okay. ఇప్పుడు నేను సఫిషియెంట్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ ఇవ్వలేదు అనుకోండి, ఈ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ ఎక్కడ నుంచి తీసుకుంటుంది? ఫంక్షన్ డెఫినేషన్ తీసుకుంటుంది. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే.
Now we should know when to use default arguments. Now till now I have explained how to use it, but the most important concept is there are some arguments which are common for various function definitions. Now I kept this point here, please. Yeah. Now look at here. The beautiful concept I had discussed. In some cases, we have a function with multiple parameters and we have a common value for some of them. మనం ఫంక్షన్ డెఫినేషన్ లో ఎప్పుడైనా కామన్ వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయనుకోండి, ఓకేనా, ఆల్వేస్ దోస్ కామన్ వాల్యూస్ we must represent in the form of default arguments. Okay, we can specify the default arguments for some function parameters such as, look at here. Now in these cases we can call a function without specifying the values of the parameters. అలాంటప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం చూడండి, అన్ని పారామీటర్స్ పాస్ చేయకపోయినా సరే it is working. Let us take this example. I have two parameters, number parameter and another is power equal to, this is called as default. Will you agree? Power equal to 2 is default parameter. But ఈ default parameter నేను పంపించే పోయినా సరే నా ఫంక్షన్ వర్క్ అవుతుంది. నేను ఏం చేశాను, I'm calling a raise of power of 9. 9 will go to number. But what about second value? Second value we have not given. In this case, it is going to collect this value from function definition. It will become 9 square. Okay, na? Hello? Hello, Andy?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now, here I'm calling my function with a sufficient number of arguments. నాకు ఇక్కడ 2 arguments కావాలి, 2 arguments పంపిస్తాను. కాబట్టి it is not going to collect this value from power equal to 2. Now it will become 2 cube. It will be 8. Clear, Andy? హలో, మీరు సింపుల్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది, నాకు ఎన్ని పారామీటర్స్ ఉన్నా అందులో కొన్ని కామన్ వాల్యూస్ ఉంటాయన్నమాట. ఈ కామన్ వాల్యూస్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా డిఫాల్ట్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ కింద తీసుకోవాలి మనం. ఓకేనా? హలో, క్లియర్ ఫర్ యూ?
Yes.
Now second one is keyword arguments. Okay, now but one question, previous default arguments are available only in C++. It is not there in other languages. You don't have in C, you don't have in Java, you don't have in .NET. Okay, default arguments are available only in C. From that directly we have in Python. Okay, now second kinds of arguments are called as keyword arguments. This is also very, very important. Now look at this example carefully, Andy. Here, what are my actual arguments and formal arguments in the function? My function name is raise underscore power, and 2 and 3, shall I call them as actual arguments? And will you agree? If actual arguments and formal arguments are same, look at the rule. If actual and formal arguments are same, then we can interchange the locations of the arguments. Okay, na? Number I have given comma power, power I have given comma number. This is interchange can be done. This concept is not available in other languages. Now keywords arguments are related to the function calls. When we use keyword arguments in a function call, caller identifies the arguments by parameter name. Okay, are you getting me, Andy? Now this allows us to skip the arguments or place them out of order. Okay, if actual arguments and formal arguments are both are same, I can interchange the locations of those variables. Here I should have number comma power. Actually I cannot call number comma power. I can also call power comma number. I can interchange those values just because of keywords. Okay, na? Are you getting me, Andy? Hello. Yes. Now third kind of arguments, yes, sir, are called, yes, yeah, this is available in all programming languages. Positional arguments. The basic rule of function is, just give me 1 minute. నేను మీకు ఒక ఇంపార్టెంట్ నోట్ పాయింట్ చెప్పానండి. ఇక్కడ సెకండ్ పాయింట్ లో ఈ పాయింట్ అండి, చూడండి ప్లీజ్ ఒకసారి చూడండి. There must be one-to-one correspondence between formal parameters and actual parameters. Okay, this is the basic rule. Now All languages supports that basic rule. Now let me showcase that rule for you. Required arguments. Actually speaking, look at here. I have function definition sum. It consisting of two formal parameters, but I'm calling my function with the same two formal parameters. Are they having one-to-one correspondence? 10 will go to A, 20 will go to B. Is it okay? So if I want to try to call the same function with single argument, then it is going to generate error. 20 will go to A, it will ask that there is no value for B. Clear? Hello? 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 Are you getting me, Andy?
Yes, sir.
Required arguments must be passed to the function in the exact positional order to match the function definition. This is the basic rule, has to follow in all languages. If the arguments are not passed in the right order, the arguments passed are more or less number defined function. It is syntactical errors. This I have to showcase it to you. Shall I do? Look at here carefully. First, now let me run this default arguments. Then look at here keyword arguments. Keyword argument. I have given ID and name. I can interchange name and ID. Okay. Then I'm going for positional arguments. Look at here. Now I can call some function only with two arguments. That's it. 10, 20. Okay. Look at here. If I call with a single argument, now if I call the single argument, what is happening? Look at the read error. Can you please note down this error? Type error. What is the type error? My function definition consisting of two arguments, but you are supplying only one argument, 30. This 30 will go to A. Now there is no value for B. Look at here. Now it is asking that there is one argument is missing for B. Okay, now. Hello. For example, if I try to call with too many parameters, actually speaking, I should only have two parameters, but I'm providing more than one parameter. Now 30 will go for A, 10 will go for B. Now we are giving exactly one more argument. This is also error. It needs only two parameters, but we have given three. Okay. This is called as positional or required arguments. Clear, Andy? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Now let me go for fourth one, flexible arguments. ఇక్కడ syntax అన్ని మారిపోతాయండి, నన్ను ఏమీ అనుకోవద్దు. The concept is different. Flexible arguments means, now here we may want to define a function which accepts more arguments than we have specified. Okay, it is exactly opposite to earlier one. Actually speaking, look at here, we can now function definition can accept more arguments than we have specified in the function. Okay, we may need to pass any number of arguments. So because of first one is star argument, second one is star KWS arguments. Okay, let me discuss about star arguments first. These are called as non-named variable length argument. There is no specific name. Look at here, I can call a function add by having two arguments, 10, 20. If I give star here before any number, now first what will happen? This 10 will go to num. Sum will be 0 for n in num. Now 10 will go to n, sum equal to sum plus. Here sum will become 4. Then 20 will go. 10 plus 20 is 20. 10 plus 20 is 30. Now here I am supplying 4 arguments. Even though you are supplying any number of arguments within the for loop, at a time it will take only one argument. It will be added to the sum. Clear? Hello? Got it?
Yes.
Now there is another called KWS arguments. Okay. Second one is star KWS arguments. Here The arguments are called as named variable length arguments. Earlier it is called as no named variable length arguments. Okay, here you are going to give name for the variables. Look at here, please. Here, yeah, I'm supplying some argument. Age equal to 25, position equal to data scientist, name equal to ABC, email equal to support@, position equal to ML engineer. Here, am I providing names for the values? Am I providing names for the values? Now, age is a key, I can get a 25. Position is a key. If I use this, I can get data scientist. If I get email, I'll get support. If I get position, I'll get ML engineer. Okay. Now, in this function, we will use double asterisk. Here we are using double asterisk before the parameter name to denote the type of argument. These arguments are passed by as dictionary. Now, dictionary will come in the next 3 to 4 classes. Dictionary stores the data in the form of key and value pairs. Okay, now shall we demonstrate these two? Can you please respond? Please look at here. Here I am supplying one integer and one float. Look at here what is happening. 10 will be added to 20.5. Here I am supplying 5 to 6 arguments, but I have only one argument. This is called as flexible arguments, no named arguments. Second one is here we are supplying key and value. Okay, first one is age 25, position is data scientist. Second one is name ABC software, email is support, and position is ML engineer. Clear? Can you get me? Here type means which is going to tell me what is the data type of this data which I am supplying to the KWS arguments. I'll discuss more about these functions once we complete the dictionaries. Okay. Hello. Can you please respond?
Yes.
Now, till now we are discussing only about built-in functions. Okay. Now, Python supports use till now whatever we have discussed is user-defined functions. Okay. All these are user-defined functions. Clear? Now, Python also supports another kind of functions called built-in functions. Now, okay. Now Python supports these 60 plus built-in functions. Okay. Anyway, I'll take one special session on built-in functions. Can you please tell me what are the built-in functions which we have already used in the previous programming? Shall I call it as minimum? Then we call print function. Where is P here? Yes, we use a print function. Then we used eval function. Okay. Then we used int function. We used float function. Where is float? F, A, B, C, D, E, F. Yes, yeah. This is float function. Look at here. All we use some function, but you should know about all these functions. If you want to master in Python, you should know about all these functions. Clear? Once we go on doing programming, you are going to get each and every function. Okay, now